Good evening, Keene. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight.
I think a private institution would do a much better job.
I don't think that I need to ask permission to drive on the road.
For me, my goal is to live a free life.
So you not swear that the Constitution requires you today.
Go inside. You'll be arrested.
Hello, and thanks for watching Free Keene TV. I'm your anchor, Johnny Ray. There are going to be some changes coming to Free Keene TV in the near future as we try to provide a better viewing experience for our audience. Tonight's episode is a special one. We have a lot of videos to show you, starting out with local news. With the Republican primary in full swing, hopeful candidates have made many stops in Keene. Rick Santorum was recently in town, and his visit caused quite a stir when individuals and protesters were ejected from his event on public property. There were a great number of media outlets on hand to capture the incident. The Associated Press released this raw video of the event.
Banks got bailed out. You got sold out. You got to talk about that, Rick? Hey, Banks got bailed out. Are you going to talk about the banksters? Are you going to talk about the banksters today?
War on drugs.
War on drugs.
Go smoke your weed somewhere else. Get out of here. Losers. You guys are losers. Go get a job.
Well, I wish we'd have, I apologize for that.
Ow. Let's sort them out. Your record is. What are you doing? Putting your hands up? Why do you throw me, sir? Excuse me, please don't put your hands on me, sir. Excuse me, sir. We don't know each other. You are a stranger to me. I don't like strangers putting their hands on me. I don't want strangers putting their hands on me. I don't appreciate this type of behavior.
Where do you stand with Occupy Wall Street, Rick? I'll talk about it now. Thank you for asking the question. I appreciate it.
Hey, Santorum, have you Googled yourself?
No reasonable doubt. They'll jail the good and bad alike.
Let the system sort them out.
Pete, Eyre, and Ademo Freeman have been in studio to tell their story of being arrested outside the Manchester police station. Both have received the verdict from the trial the state put on, and both were found guilty. Ademo released this video which gives a good overview of the situation.
If I were to ask you, what is the purpose of the police, what would you say? Would you say the police are here to protect and serve the people? But who are they really protecting and serving? In May 2011, the New Hampshire Attorney General cleared 4 off-duty officers of beating a man, Chris, outside of a bar, the Strange Brew, in an incident in 2010, stating it wasn't the Manchester Police's finest hour, but there were no charges to be filed. In June of 2011, Pete, myself, and Bo were in Manchester while doing Liberty on Tour, the Free State Friendship Edition. While there, we decided, with other local activists, to hold a weekend of demonstrations against the Manchester police activities. We cop-blocked police on Friday night, conducting counter-patrols of their stops on motorists and other calls, something that was highly applauded by community members but frowned upon by the police. The following day, Saturday, we protested at the police station. We held banners, signs, and passed out education material to those passing by. At one point, folks, including myself, started to chalk the sidewalk and police station building. It was at this time I was arrested for criminal mischief, graffiti, and 2 counts of resisting arrest. For those unfamiliar, here's the video of my arrest.
Any ID, sir? You too? Any ID? Do you have any ID with you? You don't have any ID? Don't go away, sir. That's a lawful order. Okay, under arrest. Come on. Neighbor's under arrest. Let's go. Are you hurt?
Who did he hurt? Where's the victim, guys?
Okay, where's the victim? Ask for ID from him. He was riding on the...
Where's the victim, guys?
Where are you going?
Real mature, guys. DLANGTON.
After spending about 2 days in jail, I was released on bail, $1,000 personal recognizance, because my money or body would be seized at the first sign of noncompliance with this system. After a few hearings, I had a trial. My attempts during that trial were to argue freedom of speech and that I had a right to peacefully assemble and protest the acts of the government. I also focused on the fact that chalk doesn't damage any property, as 2 of my charges stated damage in their criteria. Yet, at my trial, I wasn't allowed to use the word damage while questioning witnesses, and instead had to ask if I caused any harm to the building. Regardless of the fact that I was protesting government abuses in a peaceful manner and on public property, or that no officer or person present made any claim that I had harmed them, I was found guilty of criminal mischief, graffiti, and both counts of resisting arrest. Next week, January 9th at 10:30 a.m., I face sentencing for the alleged crimes against the community of Manchester, New Hampshire. I face anywhere from $2,000 plus in fines to a little over 2 years in jail, or a mix of both. At the most, my resisting, aka going limp, was the only inconvenience to anyone during my arrest. I guess making officers work harder to get you into jail without any threat or harm to them is criminal. I'd like to drive home the point that I never physically harmed anybody. I didn't, despite the claims, damage anyone's property either. And even if I had, I still haven't been asked to repair or replace that property, which is common of someone who has had property damaged by another. Instead, I'll most likely be sent to jail, where the community of Manchester will be on the hook for my expenses while in custody. Which brings me back to my original question. If the police and justice system are here to protect and serve you, was I any threat to you? Did I cause anyone any harm? Did I damage your property? Did I damage anyone's property? Then why do they seek to cage me? Valley Street isn't a facility that is meant to house people who are no threat to others or who have not damaged or harmed anyone else's property. Even the county district attorney, Michael Valentine, believes I'm no threat to the community, as he stated at my recent arraignment.
I don't think he's a flight risk or otherwise a danger to the community, and so I don't think he's a flight risk or otherwise a danger to the community, and so.
With that, I leave you to think about the facts in this video, and want you to know that more details are coming pending the outcome of my January 9th hearing. As always, I'm Ademo with copblock.org, and remember, badges don't grant extra rights. Peace.
Escape to Keene in the Shire.
Ademo Freeman was sentenced early this morning to 5 days in jail for the act of chalking and 1 year in jail with 10 months suspended for both counts of resisting arrest. He was led away in handcuffs to serve out the 5 days, and he intends to appeal the year sentence. Pete Eyre made a video in response to the verdict as well. Here it is.
Yeah, hi. I want to let you know I'm audio and video recording this call for my records, but I had a question. I received in the mail a notice of a fine, and I wanted to discuss that with somebody.
Okay. What's the name, or do you have a case number?
Yep, case number, or I have a docket number, if that helps.
What did you get? You got a notice of a fine?
That's correct. I had a court date, October 24th. I had 2 Class B misdemeanors, and I just received the order in the mail yesterday. Said I was charged with a violation level offense at a $200 level with a $48 assessment fee. My question is, I am not going to and don't want to fund the state. I as I argued in my court case, and I don't need to go into detail with you, I know, but I felt like I was victimized. I don't know how the state was the victim at all, but so anyway, I'm not going to pay the fine, and I'd rather sit the time, and from what I understand, that would equate to about 5 days in Valley Street at $50 a day. Is that correct?
Let's see. Was it 248?
That's correct.
It's actually 4 days, technically, yeah.
Okay, so how do I go about getting this process going?
Okay, well, I would put it in writing, just stating what you told me, that you don't want to pay it, you'd rather serve it off, if that's what you're saying. It's unusual. Most people just, it is unusual. Most people just pay it, so.
I know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
That's fine. Yeah, that's okay, but we need to know that, and everything has to be put in writing.
So who am I supposed to make this out to?
Manchester District Court Division.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be up there in a week or two to support a friend, so I guess I'll do something at that time. But
Okay.
if you have any time in the meantime, I know you said this is unusual, so if it piqued your curiosity, I encourage you to find out more about it at copblock.org/chalk. There's a bunch of folks who I think were wronged when they're trying to seek some accountability.
Okay. I understand.
Okay. Are you familiar with that case at all?
I am not.
Okay. Well, I hope you check it out because, it's accrued a lot of wasted time and resources on myself and a lot of my friends, and a lot of the folks that I think were the aggressors have, are walking free with no ramifications.
Maybe I will. Check it out.
Okay, I appreciate it. And what was your name again for my records? Kim? Okay, thank you.
Alrighty.
Take care. Yep, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge Edward Burke has himself been at the center of some controversy here in Keene, so much so that a victim reel has been made reportedly showing Judge Burke acting inappropriately. In the following video, you will see 6 individuals getting arrested at or near Keene District Court due to Judge Burke's orders.
Thank you. Have a seat. Is it Ian Bernard? Ian Bernard?
I'm,
Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Now.
Are you making an offer?
Have a seat.
I'll be doing that under duress.
Take him into custody.
Yes, sir.
Have a seat.
All right. I'm under duress.
Okay. I'm just going to have you stand for me.
Stand up,
I'm
please.
just going to have you put your hands behind your back.
Operating under duress.
Okay, I understand. I just want to get this to you. Is that all right? Okay?
That's fine.
All right. What am I?
I'm audio taping. I'll approach in a minute and a half to be arrested for attempting to videotape in the courtroom. And I'm now videotaping here also.
You can't videotape here either.
I'm going to respectfully decline to comply with your request. I am prepared to be arrested rather than...
That's fine. As you can see, you've already read the orders, the standing orders. Okay?
Did I say that I'd read them?
Well, I saw you look at them. Did you read them? I'm going to ask you to put it down for me.
I'm going to respectfully decline. I am audio taping at this time.
All right. Why don't you step over here?
I'm in the Keene District Court where
Yeah, they charged me with disorderly. So I've got a summons for April 13th.
Well, policy is take your hat off. Whose policy is that? That's the court's policy. You want to go out? I didn't sign that policy. I didn't sign that policy. Sir, please don't touch me. What? Sir, that's my property.
You're out of here. Get out. Get out. Get up and get out. You're under arrest.
Hey, man, what are you guys doing? What the hell, you guys? I won't leave my hat on. It's my property. It's my body. I'm not hurting anything. What are you guys doing? Why don't you act like real... Why don't you treat people like people? What are you doing?
What are you guys doing, man? He's a peaceful person. What are you guys doing, man? Hey!
Dude! This force is not necessary. Well, if you cooperate, then it won't hurt. I think it's clear who's... You guys, I was trying to sit down. I was not being disrespectful. And this is what you guys do to me because I just wanted to put my hat on. Stand up.
You guys are hurting him. I mean, that's not right. You guys could let him go.
Yeah.
You guys. Excuse me, sir. You're blocking a walkway.
Really how you treat someone for not taking their hat off?
What are you guys doing, man?
Now you're choking me with my hoodie, man. That's not cool.
Come on, man. That's not right. Now they're hurting him again. Now they're hurting him again. Come on, guys. I mean, turn around, dude. Look what they're doing to him. Look at this shit, man. Come on, dude. You think that's all right?
All right.
Sir, treat on this issue, please. I'm not assisting my own arrest. I don't want you to take your hands off that man. Please stand up.
I thought you said you weren't willing to be scored.
Wasn't very nice. I got a flat face. How long were you sitting here?
I was sitting here for, I don't know, 20 minutes, not bothering anybody.
You guys don't.
You'll rotate around.
Thanks for protecting us from hat wearers.
I
was terrified.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
Protect and serve.
I see sheep on people.
Okay.
You ever considered honest employment? You ever considered like a real job, one where you don't use violence against people?
All right. Have a seat, please.
Well, I guess that presents a second problem. Will you take your hat off now?
I still haven't really heard your definition of disrespect in regards to.
Well, there's a certain dignity that the proceedings need to follow. You go into a funeral parlor, you take your hat off. You go into a house of worship, you take your hat off. You go to a wedding, you take your hat off. You come into a court of law, you take your hat off.
Sir, these are assumed by a supposed.
I realize you disagree. Okay? So, but you were given an opportunity to either take your hat off or go outside and leave your hat on.
I didn't. It's not an opportunity, and it's not an option, as the other officer described it. It was an ultimatum.
It was a directive, correct. Now, we're not going to argue the case. The only question I have for you is, do you have anything to say in your defense?
That I have not done anything wrong, I've not harmed another person, and that this is absolutely ridiculous. That this is sending me to jail.
Well, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to find you in contempt, and I'm going to find you continuing contempt because you had the opportunity to remove the hat before. You didn't do it. I left the bench to give you that chance. You decided not to avail yourself of it. And the court notes on the record that you're sitting in front of me refusing to give your name.
Why am I obligated to give you my name or to take my hat off? That's still not.
You may sit in jail until you do provide your name, until they provide information about you. I'm taking action against an individual. I'd like to be able to put the name of the individual on the paperwork. The court again notes that you're continuing to refuse to take your hat off.
How long will I sit if I do not provide my name?
It may be indefinite.
What?
And anybody who wants to comment about it can go outside, otherwise they'll be in the same position. So did you want anything else you want to say in your defense?
Pardon me.
Pardon me?
The indefinite part.
Right. The court finds that the conduct represents a direct and immediate threat to the dignity and proper administration. It does. Right. You can ask everybody to leave. We'll continue the hearing.
All right, folks, you head out. Everybody out.
See it right there.
All right.
All right, so to continue, the court finds that based on the fact that you continue to refuse to comply with the valid directive of the court.
I'm not refusing. I'm still in question as to why this is happening for a hat. I don't understand what your...
The court is not going to go over it any more than it already had. I told you that there's a certain dignity and certain proceedings.
I don't understand that.
You're in contempt, you're in contempt for the first incident. You're in contempt further for continuing to violate it. If you want to be in contempt even beyond that, be my guest. But I'm just warning you ahead of time that I've offered you your chance to say your piece. It's my turn to talk now, and I'm giving you the sentence. And I'm directing you not to say another word. The court sentences you to 5 days at the House of Corrections.
All right.
We love you, Bo.
Thanks, man. Love you guys too.
At least it wasn't an indefinite sentence.
Yeah.
It has been in the past.
Just for wearing it out.
You guys should be ashamed.
Good. Burke, can I ask you a few questions about a hat and how that constitutes contempt? You think people want to pay for someone to be in jail for 5 days for wearing a hat? It's kind of ridiculous to waste taxpayer money on something like that, isn't it? Sir, I just want to have a conversation.
Bailiff, this person is threatening me about a decision that I just made.
I'm not threatening you. I'm asking him questions. Did I threaten you?
He's threatening as a criminal offense.
What was my threat?
Come on, sir, you're in custody.
What was my threat?
You come in custody, sir.
Man, this is crazy.
Right, not to be recorded.
Okay, if you show me that policy, I'll be more than happy to shut this off.
I just told you what the federal law is. Now you got 2 minutes to shut it off, or I'm going to arrest you. Violation of my privacy.
Okay.
What you want to do?
Well, can you answer some questions?
Federal law. I'm not going to tell you again.
Well, show me the federal law, please. You said I have 2 minutes, but
I don't have to show you now. I'm telling you under wiretapping.
Okay.
I do not want to be recorded.
Well, could you tell me as to why my friend is being arrested? What law did he break?
He talked to a judge about a case.
All right. So apparently Jason was just threatened if he didn't turn off his camera. I want to go see what this is about up here.
There is no video and audio allowed in this lobby.
There isn't?
Now shut it off. You go and get arrested.
Where's the statute?
It's right on the wall.
Oh. Can you show me?
I said.
Can you show me where it is on the
You're
wall?
under arrest.
No, sir. I just want to see where the law is.
You're under arrest.
No. I have work today.
Well,
This is.
You ain't gonna make it. You got your.
What? No.
Put it on the counter now.
Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Let's just be friends here. Like, all I wanted to see what's going on. Excuse me. Jason, my camera's rolling. Would you get this, please?
Yes. If you're going to arrest my friend, I would like to know I think it's important that you
get out.
I think it's important that you require the information.
Can you show me where the law is?
If I was filming, I'm not currently filming.
Where is the law that says I can't film?
But if you're going to arrest my friend...
Would you show me where it is?
Shut that off.
You should at least provide the...
I don't have to show you.
This next video is not news in any way, and is more of an editorial from our producer. The video is found on YouTube and is titled, Ron Paul is Exploding.
Why are they so scared of Ron Paul?
Well, Ron Paul makes a lot of sense, and more people ought to listen to him.
It's time we quit this. It's time. It's trillions of dollars we're spending on these wars. You've heard the war propaganda that is liable to lead us into the sixth war, and I worry about that position. Iran does not have an air force that can come here. They can't even make enough gasoline for themselves.
As the race for the Republican nomination heats up, there is one candidate who has been largely ignored by the mainstream media. Shame on us. He deserves more attention from us than he's getting.
We're in absolute panic mode because they've looked at the numbers and they know Ron Paul is the real front runner in the 2012 election.
We have a top tier. It is Mitt Romney, Rick Perry, and Michelle Bachmann.
We have a new top tier, and it's Perry, Mitt Romney, and Bachmann. There's now a top tier in this race, at least for now, of Romney, Perry, and Bachmann.
I mean, I think that's fair to say. Really fair to say? You're not forgetting, I don't know, anyone, say, an ideologically consistent 12-term congressman who came within less than 200 votes of winning the straw poll? Isn't anyone going to give that gentleman a little?
When Ron Paul ran for the Republican nomination in 2008, he talked about the economy imploding, the untenable nature of the national debt, the eventual destruction of our currency, and a limited role for government. In the 4 years since then, a lot of the things Ron Paul warned us about have happened. We're deeper in debt, a lot deeper. The dollar is worth quite a bit less, and the country is more divided maybe than at any time since the Civil War.
Pretending Ron Paul doesn't exist for some reason has been going on for weeks.
A new Gallup survey showing Rick Perry running second to Mitt Romney, knocking down Iowa favorite Michelle Bachmann to fourth.
Behind who? The media does remember Ron Paul. It's only to reassure
themselves how there's no need to remember Ron Paul. Right now, live, right next to the bus behind us, Ron Paul is speaking.
And guess what, Paul? If you get video of Sarah Palin or get a soundbite from her, bring that back to us. You can hold the Ron Paul stuff.
If ever a presidential hopeful embodied the notion of personal freedom and fidelity to the Constitution, it would be Texas Republican Congressman Ron Paul.
He's gotten more money from the military than all the other Republicans combined, and he's gotten more than Obama got. Think about that.
You've got, and you set the record. In the history of American politics, nobody has ever raised more money on a single day than you.
Gosh.
Texas, does your governor deserve all that credit?
Not quite. I'm a taxpayer there. My taxes have gone up. Our taxes have doubled since he's been in office. Our spending has gone up double. Our debt has gone up nearly triple. So no, and 170,000 of the jobs were government jobs. So I would put a little damper on this, but I don't want to offend the governor because he might raise my taxes or something. But I would like to mention something that was said earlier about a tax cut. And can you, how do you pay for a tax cut? I think that's the wrong principle, because when you give people their money back, it's their money. You don't have to pay for it. That means the government owns all of our money if you look that way. All right. So we have to cut the spending, and a good way to start, there's a little embassy we built over in Baghdad. It cost us $1 billion. It's bigger than the Vatican. That's what's bankrupting this country, and that's the easy place to cut. That's where we should be cutting.
Governor Perry, you have 30 seconds to tell Congressman Paul whether you're going to raise his taxes.
While I've been governor, we have cut taxes by $14 billion, 65 different pieces of legislation. You may not have seen them, Representative Paul, but the fact of the matter is there are people coming to Texas for 5 years in a row, the #1 destination. They're not coming because we're overtaxing them. They're coming to Texas because they know there's still a land of freedom in America, freedom from overtaxation, freedom from over-litigation, and freedom from over-regulation. It's called Texas. We need to do the same thing for America.
Let me bring Speaker Gingrich into this conversation. Jobs, jobs, jobs. All of us who covered you when you were Speaker and you worked together with President...
Thank you for watching Free Keene TV. As always, send any emails to tv@freekeene.com. I'm Johnny Ray, wishing you and yours only the best.